I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know you taste this a little bit. High maintenance.
Hello, how are you? How have you been since I did my last video? When did I do my last video? I think it was like it's been a week. Yeah, I'm really trying to be consistent, and I hope this time my video will be in correlation with my audio, but if not, we move. Just bear with me. Yeah, so this week, the week of like from Girlfriend's Day, August 1st to August 7th is a breastfeeding week. Yes, so congratulations to all the moms out there who are breastfeeding exclusively. I was gonna say especially if you're breastfeeding exclusively, because you can be breastfeeding partly, like maybe like let's say your breast milk is not enough. Some people breastfeed while giving formula at the same time. So yes. Oh, and before I say anything else, I really need to acknowledge this week. I didn't even know there's a breastfeeding week until I became a mom. And also, it is breastfeeding mothers and not just feeding people. Let me just put it out there. Those people who are saying first of all, women should not identify as women and they should identify as cisgender to make themselves feel comfortable. For their illusion, stop it. Just stop it. It's not a joke, but breastfeeding is not a joke. So you can't say such. You can't. Just go and get help. Okay, go and get help. And clearly this is not a chest, these are breasts. You who has a chest, can you breastfeed anything? I saw this thing and I don't know, I might just have to make a whole other video on that topic, but please, I'm just going to repeat, stop it, get some help. I'll get that video if I can, but if you know that video, you know that video. And yeah, it's just crazy and delusional. Okay, if you are a biological man and you want to dress like a woman, just dress like a woman and stop attacking us women. Okay, and as mothers, you came from a mother, like a woman. You people are taking this so far. You're taking it too far, and I'm not having it. And I said what I said. Yeah, so now that I've released that, yeah, I want to talk to you about breastfeeding. So I wanted to tell you guys about my experience with breastfeeding, and also other things I found out about, or rather other things I've learned about breastfeeding. So did you actually know that there's this fact about breastfeeding that I came across, and it was mind-blowing to me. It's just like God is such complex creator. I don't know if, yeah, let me say he's a complex creator, because okay, so the way it works is, in case my baby catches germs or like pathogens find their way into her system, what happens is when she attaches and she starts breastfeeding, my boobs actually they pick from her saliva, they pick those pathogens and they go back into, like, the brain somehow sends a signal, they send a signal to the brain, and then now the brain does its thing, and then like antigens. Is it called antigens? Yeah, I think it's antigens. Like the ones that fight those pathogens. They're produced in the next breast milk production. So the next time she feeds, she has like a sort of medicine, like antigens that are going to fight those pathogens, and then my baby won't get sick. Yeah, I found that to be really interesting, so it's so fascinating how our bodies are made. Like I didn't even know my body could do all this. Like I'm really starting to be aware about some things regarding my body, and it just makes me thank God and believe in him even more, and I'm just in awe, like I'm really fascinated, guys. You need to read about these things. Even like the whole process of growing a human being inside my body, nobody can do that. Let's just be honest. You can do the cloning, but you can't get a DNA of like a whole lineage through cloning. You can actually make RNA. Yeah, I think you can make RNA in the lab. Wait, before I continue, if you're a professional scientist, or if you know these things, don't come at me. I'm just trying to remember some of the things I learned in bio, but my point was, I think RNA is created in the lab. You can create RNA in the lab. What's the full for RNA? Riboxynucleic acid. RNA, yeah, riboxynucleic acid. You can create it in the lab, but you cannot make DNA in the lab. DNA was what? Deoxyribonucleic acid. I'm going to research after this, but but I think that was it. I was not good in chemistry, but I was good in biology. So yeah. So none of us can do that. We need to stop being delusional with some things, guys. We can attempt to, but it can't be. It's so complex, you guys. Maybe I'll probably even make another video to explain to you guys exactly what happened inside my body, because maybe it's going to blow your mind the way it blew my mind. Okay, so for me, breastfeeding, it started immediately. I came from theater because I had to feed my baby immediately she came out. Not immediately, so from the theater they brought me to the ward. I know I fast forwarded but that story for the labor story, I'll still tell you guys the labor story, but today let's start with the with my breastfeeding shenanigans in honor of breastfeeding week. Yeah, so I'm from the theater, and then I've been brought to the ward. Then they bring the baby, and then they just placed the baby in my arms, and they told me to breastfeed the baby. I didn't even know how to be there. I am so new to this. So I'm here, I'm holding the baby, and I'm thinking, okay, so how do I make the baby breastfeed? And before I even finish that thought, the baby is already she knew what to do. Me, I was just there panicking, and her, she just knew what to do, and all she wanted to do was just breastfeed. So she was just there sucking, and the doctors were like, "Is she sucking?" And I was like, "Yeah." Are you sure she's? And oh yeah, and then they asked, "Are you sure she's breastfeeding, or you're imagining it?" I was like, yeah, I think so. And then so they detached her, And I'll explain why I'm using the word attach and detach. So they detached her and then they like pressed my nipple to see if there's anything coming out for sure. And yeah, there was something coming out. And no, when I looked down at it, it was not color white. I was like, Connie, it's not color white. Okay. I'm just laughing at myself really because okay, it's not I just didn't know. Like I'm still learning a lot of things even now. And it was actually some clear liquid. And I was told that's normal. Like the first milk that comes out is clear. So yeah, so that's how my baby started breastfeeding. And yeah, I just remember how she looked and how all the things that wow. Actually, nothing was running through my head at the time apart from how do I do this, and she already knew how to do it. And later on is when it started hitting me like the baby actually knew how to breastfeed and nobody told her what to do. That was also really fascinating. I remember just looking at her. This is so emotional for me. I remember just looking at her and she was like determined. She had this determination on her face to just feed and like I don't know, she was just so determined for life. And yeah, that was emotional for me. I'll never forget that day, that feeling, that ambience. And I was really happy that I was feeding my baby. And at that time, I wasn't even in a lot of pain because the anesthesia wasn't completely, I think it was still on because I was just from the theater. Yeah, so now from there, hey, I remember that night I didn't sleep. That night, I'll never forget that night. I'm telling you guys, I didn't sleep. And like, I gave birth in the evening. It was almost time for the visiting hour for evening time to end. And it was ending at 6:30. And they had to go. Oh, and they never really used to want to go. All the time, security had to come for them. Like, oh yeah, it's past time. All the time. And they're always there waiting for the next visiting hour to come and see me. And I just thank God because them being there really helped a lot. And I was always looking forward for that time so that I can just hang out with them. And also I can drink the soup. I just wanted to drink soup, bone soup, when I was in labor with chapati. And but then the hospital food, it was nice. Said it was not nice. I was just in my feelings. Sometimes I wanted to eat it. Sometimes I didn't want to eat it. I just wanted food from home because it's the best. Yeah. So they left at 6:30 and I was left with the baby for the first time. I'm telling you, we didn't sleep. That night was long. If you're a mom and if this has happened to you, you know. I'm telling you, the baby didn't sleep. She was feeding she would sleep for 5 minutes, then wake up. And then remember, after 2 hours, the anesthesia wears off. Now you start feeling the pain. So you start feeling the pain. I'm just sitting there. I'm trying to sleep. I can't even sleep comfortably by the way because we're on that hospital bed. It's not so big and I'm with the baby. And I don't want to just sleep and then maybe sleep on my baby or something. So I'm like half asleep. But I just need to like close my eyes for even if it's 30 minutes. Hey, it wasn't happening. So she was just feeding and feeding and feeding. And I remember I got so angry at one point. Hey, I don't know. I think I almost got that depression thing, but God is good. He never lets me down. I got so angry because I just want to sleep for like 30 minutes and I couldn't. Hey, that night was long. I'll never forget that night. That's one of the longest nights I've ever had in my entire life. You see the way I'm emphasizing? It was bad. Don't let this smile on my face fool you. It was bad. Yeah. So the next day, of course, morning came. My family came to see me, and then so basically that's how my first breastfeeding experience was. And but it had not hit me very well, like what exactly I've gotten myself into, because hey, Mimi, I was used to sleeping. I think I've mentioned this before. Even during labor, I was sleeping. Yeah, like from the moment I gave birth, I'm telling you guys, I haven't slept normal ever since, and I don't know how that's scientifically possible to operate with minimal sleep. Like, I don't understand, because let me tell you, breastfeeding exclusively means that your baby only breastfeeds, meaning, and they feed like babies feed like every 2 hours. Okay, so that's every 2 hours in a cycle of 24 hours, meaning like after every 2 hours they feed, they sleep for that 2 hours is when they're sleeping, then they wake up to feed. They can feed for like, okay, these days she can feed for like a maximum of 20 minutes and then she'll go back to sleep, or she'll be full and she'll just start playing with her dolls and her toys. But first days she could sleep for like 2 hours and then breastfeed. When she wakes up, she breastfeeds for like 2 other hours. And because of the first I think the first days were the hardest. I'm so glad we are here now today. I used to think like, hey, will I ever get to 6 months? Because it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Good thing I wanted this, and okay, I knew it was going to be hard, but I'm just human, you know. If something is hard, it's hard, but you have to be resilient, and I'm a brave person, so yeah, I did it, guys. I'm here. When you see me here like this, I've been through it. Yeah, so the first couple of nights, Akishi wasn't sleeping. I remember like one time we were just there with her dad. The whole day, the whole night, she didn't sleep. Now this is like when I've already come home. She didn't sleep. That was like day 4. She didn't sleep. I'm just there. I'm dozing off. I'm asking him, has she closed her eyes? He's like, no, they're wide open. And then I looked down at her. She's just there like this. That day, I will never forget. She slept at 11 a.m. Like we were up all day, all night, up to 11 a.m. And then, so I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm tired. And this time around the day, I'm in pain. I'm in pain because of the surgery. The kind of pain, you can't breathe too hard because it will be painful. You can't move. You have to move really slowly like a sloth, because if you any random movements, it's painful. Plus, you risk the stitch opening up again and you have to go back to the theater, and you do not want that to happen. Yeah, so I'm in pain, even coughing. And you know you can't you can't stop a cough. Like, lazima tu ukohoe. There's that Kiswahili saying, mapenzi ni kikohozi something. I wasn't good in Swahili, but if you know, you know it. Something about you cannot hide a cough, so you have to cough, and it's painful. If you sneeze, it's painful. If you laugh, it's painful. So anytime I see something funny, I try not to laugh. Even Maji, you just like you just have to hold your laughter because it's painful. Because it's painful. Yeah. And by the way, I unlocked I overcame my fear of pain. I used to have a phobia for pain, but not anymore. If I can take all that pain, I'm a very important person in this world. Okay, I was important even before, but now I'm like consider me like a just part of Justice League or something. Like I'm a superhero basically. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm a superhero. S on my chest. S is for Chico. Those who know, they know. Hey, I still remember all the pain. Anyways, so I called my mom. I'm telling her, Mom, I haven't slept since yesterday. I'm tired. The baby is she's not sleeping either. Then she told me she's not sleeping because she's not full. And then she asked me about how I've been feeding. So now that's the thing I didn't know. And like I think I also mentioned this before. When you're pregnant, people think that's when you are eating for two. But when you're breastfeeding exclusively, that's when you're really eating for two. So me, I was just used to achieve breakfast, lunch, dinner. No. And even what you have for your breakfast is important. So I had to start drinking lots of white drinking chocolate and porridge. That's what worked for me. And immediately I started, the baby would just feed well and sleep well. And yeah, now it became manageable. But the first few days were hard, but it kept on getting easier. Even now, any obstacle I'm facing keeps on getting easier and easier. And I just thank God. I just thank God because this is not easy. It's an extreme sport. I think that's going to be the caption for this video. Breastfeeding is an extreme sport. Yeah. So is there anything else I'm leaving regarding my experience? No, not really. But yeah, so for your milk to come out well, you need to take a lot of milk products and that porridge. Oh, let me give you the ingredients for the porridge, because even the ingredients for the porridge matter. Why? So that you're not only producing milk, but really nutritious milk and milk that's going to help your baby in. So the ingredients for the porridge they included oatmeal, powder, moringa. Get powders for those mboga za kienyeji, and then there was chamomile, fenugreek powder, and use fenugreek powder in very minimal. Just put a little bit because it has a side effect of increasing your libido, and you do not want to have another baby immediately. Even for your body, it's recommended that if you want to have another baby, wait for at least 2 years. So, and especially if you had a surgery, you should just wait. Yeah, because your body is still healing. even your body was still in shock, is still in shock and all these things. So you might wanna tone down on the, yeah. So yeah, those are the kind of things that, the kind of ingredients I had on my, in my porridge, and it really helped. My baby was always having uh, a lot of weight. Like she'd have weight for, if when she was 1 month, when we went to the clinic, she had the weight of a 2 month old, and when she was 2 months, when you go to the clinic, we find that she has the weight of a 3 month old, and so and so. So yeah, that porridge is the thing. And also some the benefit of breastfeeding a child, it's hard work, but you are paying the price of having a very healthy baby, because like I explained to you earlier, the antigen and pathogen RNA DNA thing. Wait, yeah, when I was explaining about the antigen and pathogens, yeah, so for sure, like your baby won't get sick. They're really going to get colic, which is like a stomach infection for babies. Yeah, they're really going to get, like for me, for instance, my baby has been healthy, and it's because of the breast milk. Breast milk is gold. I'm telling you, it has all the things your baby need in one. And you know, it's gold, because you see, like in case you don't have breast milk, it's going to cost you a lot. Like formula is expensive. I think it can cost you like maybe 6,000 to 10,000 a week for formula. So in a month, that's like 40 G's, or yeah, or like 24 G's, and that can be expensive. And then imagine, so now if you have breast milk, you don't get to pay all that money. So that was a blessing as well. And yeah, so I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining as in like in a bad way. I'm just being human. And another side effect, your boobs are going to be really big. The more you breastfeed, the more they grow. Yeah, the more they grow. And another thing, I read this one, I read somewhere. I don't know for sure, but I read that breastfeeding exclusively is a 99.9% form of contraception. Wait, is it called contraception? What do you call those things? Those family planning things. Yeah. Yeah. So, but the doctors recommend you do family planning after you give birth, so that you also don't get pregnant again soon. Yeah, that one won't tell you much. Just consult your doctor about those things. Because as for me, first of all, okay, I'm a Catholic one, but yeah, like Catholics, you're not supposed to be using contraceptives. And even the hospital where I went to, it's a Catholic hospital, and they don't provide family planning. And I didn't ask them why, but I assumed it's because of the religion thing. And even just personally, I don't know, I'm scared of those side effects. I've never used them, and I don't know. Hey, just having something in my body for years, something foreign, I know my body would react, because it's going to take it as a pathogen. I've used that word a lot in this video. But I don't. You just go and consult their doctor about those things, or abstain. Yeah, I think that's all regarding my experience with breastfeeding. So the other thing maybe you need to know about breastfeeding is it's not given. yeah, some mothers are not able to produce milk, and they have to seek other alternatives like formula, or some people can't afford formula, so they give the baby cow's milk. Or from if that doesn't work, just again consult with your doctor. I'm not a professional. Consult with your doctor, and then they'll give you a way forward. And also take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. There's this case of a mother who was depressed the after giving birth. It's called what again? Okay, yeah, she was depressed, and the baby was barely 2 weeks, and so she wanted to unalive herself by overdosing, and so she was taken to hospital, and they saved her. But now she was told she can't breastfeed the baby anymore. So just try and not just try, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Oh, and I even forgot regarding mental health, like it even affects breastfeeding, not only if you're like in that scenario I've just talked about, but also you need to be in a good mental state for you to be able to produce the milk. So if you are stressed or depressed, it will affect the breast milk production. So take care of your mental health. Like for me, it happened. There's a time I was stressed and I stopped producing milk for 1 day. That day cost me, because you see, when the baby doesn't feed, she won't sleep, and so that means I won't sleep, and I'm tired. So we're both suffering, me and the baby. So yeah, you need to really take care of your mental health. And yeah, so basically that's it. Happy breastfeeding week to all moms out there, and you're doing a good job. And even me, I'm doing a good job at being bougie, spicy mommy, hot tamale, and yeah, I'm still bougie, spicy mommy, hot tamale, and I don't know why I laugh every time I say that, but period. And wait, I think I had the baby. Oh, it's not her. And sometimes there's this thing, I don't know, like sometimes I hear like the baby is crying and she's not crying. Like I'm just used to that sound. Like times, like when I go to the shower, I'm always like oh, this is me turning off like the water so that I can hear if the baby is crying. And most of the time she's never crying, it's just in my head. So yeah, am I doing anything? I've been doing the past 2 videos, I've been doing them freestyle. I'm not preparing as a professional, the professional that I am. I'm just doing these things a freestyle. But yeah, I think I'm delivering. That's why, you see, it's not really organized. That's why I'm like, oh, is there anything else I'm leaving? Is there anything else I'm leaving? But just bear with me, guys. I've been tired. I don't even have time to sit down and plan for the video. So when I get some time to shoot the video, I just go, because I know I'll start procrastinating and I'll never do anything. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else I've left. Yeah, that's it. So I wanted to do for you guys like a small karaoke bonus, but I'm shy. No, which song will I sing? In this California king bed, where